So today, what I'm addressing is about procrastination. And I'm sure we all know very well about this procrastination, and it just has become a habit now, isn't it? After a long time, especially when we have been there, done that, and then it's like, it's okay, I know how to do it. Kind of a thing comes into picture. Always. Okay. So let us first understand what is this procrastination and how do we deal with it. Okay. Now there's whatever I include here is not just your action in your life, but a bit of how can we change that in our subconscious mind. Both are included. Okay. Now, so let's understand procrastination. So, all of you remember one thing, a very recent event which you, not task, it's not event, task which you have procrastinated. If you all remember it, just write down that in your book. It not necessarily like, last week itself, maybe this entire month, or maybe it's even last month. Something which you procrastinated and finally you did it, or you're still doing it, you're still procrastinating it. Now, what I want you to write along with that is it been a pattern in your life? Maybe the same thing every time you're procrastinating, or similar thing you're procrastinating. So just write one or two such things which you know of very well. See, since it's all our own stuff, we know it very well. Don't write the reason why right now. We'll come to that later. Just write down, are there any similar patterns which may be the same thing you are procrastinating every time, or similar things which you have procrastinated? Okay, just do list of one or two or three, whatever you get. Now, before I explain, you write whatever comes to your mind. Why do you do that? Not in general procrastination. I'm talking about very specific to the task which you have written. For that, related to that, what happens to you? Why it's like that? While people are writing, I will kind of update Anita. Okay. So we
Thanks,
told
Isha.
we are talking about procrastination. So we said write a task which you are recently, in the recent past, you have procrastinated or you are still procrastinating to do. Okay. That was question number one. Question number two was, if you have the same pattern regarding the same task or similar task, procrastinating. Third question was, what happens to you related to this particular task that you are procrastinating? Okay, just it need not have to be the truth. It is just your awareness, that's all. Okay?
The
So you're
third
right.
third question, I didn't get it. What happens
Yes,
to you
what
now?
happens to you that you are procrastinating this?
How
What is
it's
about this
affecting me?
task that you feel like, not doing it?
Okay. Yeah. Thank
Okay?
you.
Yeah. So now let's see why, in general, people procrastinate. Now we know all of this, but it's like a database collected information of that. So it's easier for you to understand, oh, this is what is happening to me. It's easier when we if I have left anything here, you can all add it, like you can tell me. Okay, so one is one main thing: people don't have clarity on the task. They just have an idea what they should be doing, but they don't have any clarity, and it feels too much of effort to get clarity. Okay, so not having clarity is one reason. Another reason is fear of failure. Okay. So I may fail in that, and I'll have to, face the judgment of everybody. So I kind of have, all these are very, very subconscious. Huh? All these are very subconscious. Okay. So that is the second thing. Then there could be some psychological discomfort. Like when I'm trying to say psychological discomfort is, it can be any sort of past experience you have faced. Okay, at last time when you were doing such kind of a task, you fell ill. Okay, or something went wrong, or you had to face some very authoritative figure. It was a displeasure. The fruit, that is the outcome of the task, was not so nice for you. You can call that it was a displeasure. So it's a psychological discomfort, meaning we can't really classify under as fear, failure, all that we can't classify, but there was some psychological discomfort related to that task, a similar kind of a task. So that is there fresh in your head. Okay. Now another thing is, the third one is, you believe that you don't perform well in such tasks. I'm not good at it, somehow hodgepodge, I will do it. Okay. So it is like facing your own, um, what do you say, shortcoming. What you are not good at, every time it is coming to light. So you want to altogether avoid this. Okay. Now, some people may have problem with inspiration. It is like, I have to do it, so I'm doing it. Somebody asked me to do, so I'm doing it. So, but you're not inspired at all to do it. You don't own the task. Okay, so that is another thing. And anxiety can be the issue also. Most of the people have connection with anxiety. Anxiety can have, it's a big bucket. It can have anything in it. You know, not doing well, fear of failure, blah, 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 and people talking bad about you, and you are everything comes under anxiety actually. Nowadays, anxiety has become a common word. Okay. And there could be other issues like depression, or so many other psychological issues could be there, which also makes you do like, okay, let me just postpone this and see. And obsessive worry, like, see, the thing about worry is, maybe that worry is, I better do it fast. Before this person goes away, I have to do it. I have very less time to do. But this becomes so overwhelming that you cannot focus on the task. So naturally, you will end up sleeping. Naturally, you will end up oversleeping or spending lot. You went to some neighbor's house and you sat there for 4 hours. Why? Because you don't want to come back home and do this task. Suddenly, that talking to that neighbor became very important. So, all of these reasons we'll start finding, you know, if it's obsessive worry is there. Of course, inspiration is also lack of motivation. First of all, you don't have any inspiration, and there is no one or nothing which actually makes you feel good to do this task. Basically, I don't have any benefit out of it, so I don't feel like doing it. Okay? And then they may feel that this task is not at all meaningful for me. Many people want to find meaning in what they do. They can't do a mundane job. It has to be inspiring and meaningful. Okay? So because of this reason, if all the tasks which you do or which whatever you are procrastinating, if you connect that to a larger purpose of life, then you will suddenly become very active and you will start doing all of it. Okay? So these are some of the things. Now let's see what more I found is having low self confidence also matters. Not having confidence and having low self confidence. Okay, that is, I'm not good in this, I'm not good enough, or some other thing would have made you have a sinking feeling. But that will be seen here. In general, I'm not interested in anything, I will just sleep. It's like that. Okay. Then aversion towards somebody, and that somebody is somehow is related to this task, then you don't want to do this task. Okay. And then what else? Self control, also distraction. If you do not have discipline and you are too easily distracted, then you can never finish this task. Then this task feels forever. So if it is so much forever, you'll feel that this is too much for me. I don't want to do it now. Yeah. Like how I always used to think, um, after working for a long time, I went to study Master of Psychology, Masters in Psychology, which is clinical psychology I was doing. And it was after a long gap I was studying, and my hands used to ache when I'm writing, etc. A lot of things were there. And I would always tell myself, I'm so brilliant that I can do everything in 2 hours. I will wait till the end. So it's like that. There are so many other discomforts, and it's actually like gaslight yourself. You tell yourself that, I'm so brilliant, I can do that. I'm better than other people. I can do it very fast. How about doing everything in just 1 hour time in the last moment? Like that, we keep doing thing. What you could be really good, but that's also sometimes is the problem that you go on, postponing it. Prioritization. When we don't know how to prioritize, we end up doing wrong things. This was the major thing which I found last week in myself, that invariably I prioritize some nonsense first and then I will take up what I'm supposed to do. So prioritization is also a mistake. Okay. And so what these are the things which I found. And sometimes we need pressure. If you have worked on pressure for a long time, then you expect the same pressure to come, at least in that same area. Okay. To be very honest, 2024, the second half, the last trimester, I worked on a lot of pressure. Okay. In the area of therapy also, in my life also, in many things. And it became so much of I can do with pressure. If I do not have a pressure, I don't find it important. So my importance of me and my abilities are somehow got associated with working under pressure. Then I realized something. In whatever I am telling, all of this has inner child behind it, okay? All of these have inner child behind it. So basically, either you can cognitively work on knowing your limitations, knowing your problems, and change your behavior, or work on your inner child and get it corrected, then things will change for you subconsciously. That is, without your awareness, you would have changed. Okay? So these are the two ways of handling things. Because procrastination is not very detrimental for us anyway. We can still manage, right? But we can manage it easily if we handle it. And also, you can make it, the tasks and everything can be really good. You can be the best self of yours. Okay? So, that is the whole idea. So, everywhere, if you are able to identify one inner child, not all of this, whatever I told you now, the list, let's say you have written the task which you are procrastinating and you identify what is that you are doing, what is this task is creating you, that is why you're procrastinating. Now I want you to think that which part of your life you have experienced that. Go back to the first memory like that. Something will pop up. You don't have to really dig deeper. Some weird memory you will remember. Okay? And that may not make any sense or meaning or connection, but there will be something. So just write down you that situation, whatever you underwent in life, just write down in one sentence. It's like when I was in fourth grade, this is what happened. That memory came up. Like that, you can write. You don't have to analyze the memory. Just write down that this memory came up. Actually, lots of memory will come up if you start thinking about it. Sometimes it is little tricky because I felt the last week that I am really pressurized and I feel lazy. I feel like taking time off is what it started. But that was not my resistance. So I went deep inside little more. Why am I feeling lazy? Why am I feeling tired? That was the question I asked. Then I realized that in the corporate world, this is how I worked. And I left that because I didn't want to work like that so much like that. And I wanted to be there for my children. Now that's not happening now. I'm actually the same way working like a corporate world. What is the difference? Then I felt that I have been very critical about myself, that I wanted to be with my children. But at that time, they were very small, but not anymore. So, this is how the inner children will start coming up. And it went deeper and deeper. And I felt that my mother and father was not there when I was small. You know how deep it starts going? You will identify these aspects of your life. You understood, right? Now, how do you do? How do you, when you have realized it, trust me, you have recognized that child. And all you have to do is a mental talk with the child, saying that it's all right. We'll correct this. And that's long time, whatever happened, but now I can manage it. If you cannot manage it, say it. I'm not able to manage. Sorry, I can't handle this. So I will make sure that I don't make you, very pressurized, whatever. I will take it easy because understand one thing. Whatever logic you give about making money and money is required for life, you have to be happy first. Then only money will come. How much ever you don't believe when I'm trying to tell you, please practice and see once the day when you're happy, money flows easily. How much ever you are trying to put your happiness aside, comforts. Let me not even say happiness, okay? Comforts. Your comfort zone is there, right? If you're outside that, money is not there. Your comfort zone is what brings money. Plus, learn to see money in everything you have. For example, I sat the other day, 2 weeks back. It's a very good exercise everybody should do. Okay? Sometimes I make people in my money workshop, Money Speaks workshop, do this. You know what you should do? Look around you, okay? Every object is there, right? Around you, so many things are there. Put a value for that. What is the value? Okay, let's say there is a powder here. What is the cost of the powder? If it's a small powder, let's say it's 42 rupees. Write down. In this room itself, it will go up till several thousands. Your house, forget about the house construction, okay? Let's not get there. The things you have just bought, reaches crores. And do you tell me that you don't have money? We have to see where is our money, it's all around. And still we have capacity to buy more. So there is money everywhere. What you need to get is joy. You understood, right? The moment you feel joy and nice, then you know that, oh my gosh, and you'll see a lot of junk also. Then you'll see that that money is junked. So much of a junk. Why? Maybe we are hoarding. Why? Again, hundreds of ICs will come up. Just by being aware, right? Hoarding will go away. Junk will go away. You will start saving a lot, not necessarily to save. Let me say you don't want to spend. That naturally gets saved. And you'll feel happy because everything is clutter free, so nice. And then you're not spending. And then you'll start getting joy. So don't worry about money at all. Comfort zone, joy is what you need to concentrate. And you do your job. That's it. That's enough. What job you need to do, you just do it. But focus on joy and comforts. Okay? So when you start doing all of this, you will start realizing this more and more and more inner children are healed by just acknowledging them. And the more you do that, what I'm trying to say is you don't have to really get into the process of inner children healing, okay? Just acknowledging that itself is enough. And lots of changes you will see. Lots and lots of changes you will start seeing it. And that time you will also start putting boundaries. You will also start telling that, hey, I don't want to do this so much. Why I'm trying to say is if you are thinking that you should get more money, more money, more money, then you will end up doing lot more pressure on yourself. And you will realize that that money also won't come of any good help to you. It will be used for buying some more junk. That's all it is. That's all it is going to happen. Okay? Now, if you ask the question that, but there are education of my child and that this is important for the health reasons, you just get yourself joy, then for all of that money will come. And yet you can just say no to things which you don't have to do. According to me, this is my own personal belief. Indians are very good in pressurizing themselves. But whereas it's there in the culture for some reason. But if you see a lot of foreigners that They'll say no to things which they don't want to do. Now, immediately, what do they know about how the poverty, how difficult it is for us to, yeah, I agree. That's why I said it's there in the culture. But you are not in that state. Or rather, you have come out of that state. We all have come out of that state. We can afford to say no. Then we will naturally be motivated to do what we would like to do. That is when there will be happiness and joy. That means that is when you will easily accept the money from all directions. Yeah. So the trick is there. Be happy in what you want to do. What you don't like to do it, don't sit and procrastinate. Don't just say no to it. What worst can happen? Try it out and see. Yeah. Initially, people will say that a lot of comments will come, etc. But slowly they will start doing it because you're not doing it. Good. That's how probably you'll solve that. Okay, so these are the things we found. Now, what I want you all to do is you found out what's your problem, right? I want all of you to just look at the task which you're procrastinating, you've written, and how does the task make you feel? And I want you to go layer, down, and find out as much as possible for you what could be the beginning in a child for that, or what could be the core reason for that. How do you find out is you just jump from memory to memory. You think about, you get one memory, you think about it, and then that will lead you to another thought. That will lead you to another thought, and one thought will hit your heart. And that is what it is. So all of you take a minute and write it down to whatever possible level. Yes. Even some of the beliefs will come up. Even somebody is saying their judgments will come up. Some people will also, you'll remember. So know that all of this part of the game and just write it down, acknowledge it. Okay. So now what we do is we do understand some of the things which we can do it in our daily life. Okay. So what is that? How can you motivate yourself related to this particular task? Okay. One of the most easiest way of doing motivating yourself is uh, see, which is the biggest problem of this procrastination? We never start. That is the biggest problem. Okay, so what we do is, what we have to do is, you have to start it. Tell yourself like this: I will start it, I will work on it for 15 minutes, and if I cannot, then I will stop and take a break. Okay, so this is one way of starting, and this will always work. Once you start, you are on top of it, and you will easily do it. So, this is just convincing yourself that 15 minutes I will try. If it's not happening, I'm going to take another break. So you're not totally abandoning the task, but rather you're taking a break so that you can redefine your strategy. So this is one way of motivating yourself. Or let's say, let me keep, on the side, just a bowl of peanuts. Let me keep eating and then I'll do the job. Or you have seen many of these children, they play a music, some horrible music they'll be playing which you cannot connect with it, but it's their world and they will do the job, right? And we also probably will hear old Hindi music or any other music which you like, and then we are able to do. So, how can you motivate yourself to do the job? One is, how can you start the job, which is you take 15 minutes and then you take a break. Tell yourself like that, but whether you take a break or not is different. Second is, how can I motivate myself to do the job? See, initially you will have to force yourself doing this because your brain has already programmed with the list which we told: fear of failure, then not prioritizing, so many things we already said, not having clarity. So your brain is already programmed with that. Now you have to reprogram it differently. So that is why you have to force yourself and do this for some few days every time when you do the same task. So you will motivate yourself. Find out some small little things to motivate yourself. Also, break that into small tasks. So planning the task will always help you. Break it into small milestones, small tasks, and in 15 minutes, finish one task. Then you'll feel that, wow, so much I have finished. It will always work. And this will also give you clarity, right? So then, when you're doing the third piece of the task, maybe you'll think that, oh my God, this is not actually working well with the first piece. So you can get back and change. So you will get clarity and you'll make it finer. Okay. Now there are some few tasks which will be, which is something like this. You need to go and speak to somebody. And you fear it so much that you're procrastinating. How are you going to handle this? Motivation is very difficult because if it were to be, you would have already done it. It's fear. Anything with related to fear, it will be a little difficult. You can't break it into small pieces. This is the time you have to force yourself, telling yourself the worst thing in his life is losing life. And that's not going to happen anyway, right? Let me go see what happens. And if they are very powerful than you and you are, there is a possibility that you will have to take their bad words and everything. I mean, they are very critical about you. You can just be deaf. You can act dumb and stand there and yet still say what you want to say. You tell yourself that I will do this. And then in that moment, you act with your inner guidance. And it'll always work because we have already assumed, we have already made decisions, and we have already concluded it. That's why we are very scared. And you don't know what this person will say because the situations are different. Plus, that person is also exactly a human being as you are. Okay? Now, no, if you say that, no, 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 he is not a human being as I am. Okay, this is a very good chance to show them that they are same human being as you are. Meaning, they also get hurt if you scream at them. So it's a very good opportunity for you to stand up for yourself and see if there is a different outcome this time. Yeah? There's one more beautiful thing, which is to empower yourself, is to run this thing over and again in your head. Okay? That it can be talking to somebody, we call it hypnodrama. That can be talking to anybody, or it may be finishing of the task, even preparation of something. Let's say you have a workshop, you want to prepare. So if you rerun that in your head, you feel very comfortable with the whole idea of the workshop, then you don't procrastinate. So this is a very mental process, which is very much possible for you. You don't have to depend on anybody, and it's not even real time. So you can get prepared yourself. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is you have to show up for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to put your foot forward and act for yourself. Whether you do it mentally or whether you do it physically, in real time, in action, everything will give you fruits, good fruits. The reason because you are acting upon it now, and procrastination is just the opposite of it. So the whole idea is to acting on it. And you don't have to act on it in the last moment. Rather, you act on it much, much earlier at ease and with effortless. Yeah? Okay. So now what we are going to do is that part where we try to see if there is a different possibility and is there any way I can make it easier for me, is the part which we are going to now try. Okay? So first of all, read all of you your task which you're procrastinating. Once you read it, and what is that holding you back? Okay? So basically think like this. You have already written what is the task. What is the fear involved? Most often, there is a fear. Okay? What is the fear involved? What are the actions actually involved here? I mean, what is the task about and how you should be taking that forward? And how does this task make you feel right now? Okay? So once you have thought about these things, just sit in a very comfortable position.
Eshanye, can you repeat those questions?
So one is you have already written what is the task you are procrastinating, right? And then the second is what is the fear behind it? Behind the procrastination, what's the fear? It will, or that also you've written, layer by layer you've written. Okay? And what is the action you should be taking? Like, I better start tomorrow early. First, prioritize and let me break into task like that. Make a plan, kind of a thing. And then also say, what does this task make you feel? It is making me feel very lethargic. It is making me feel, oh, this is such a dumb task. I'm repeatedly doing it again and again. I'm actually, so much capable. Why am I sitting and doing this? I feel very tired. I feel very helpless. These are the feelings when it comes to doing this particular task. Okay, so this is prerequisites of what we are going to do now. Okay, so all of you make yourself comfortable. It's a very short process which you can anytime do for yourself. And just close your eyes. You know what? Learn to quickly relax yourself. The easiest way is scan from the top of your head till the tip of your toes, like a Xerox machine. Scan it like this and see. And then just as you're scanning, just observe all the sensations in your body. Again, from the tip of the toes, slowly scan up till the head and observe breathing and tell yourself, relax. If you want to do it one more time, do it. From the top of the head, scan the body while you're thinking about relaxing. Go till the tip of the feet. And from there, slowly go up and connect with all the sensations of every part of your body. And just tell, relax. And with this relaxed state of mind and body, visualize that task which probably you procrastinated, but you're done now, or you're still procrastinating, or you are yet to do the task, take up the task tomorrow or in future, and you know that you're going to procrastinate. So, such a task, think about it in your mind. And then think who are all involved when it comes to that task. Is it only you? Or is there anyone else there? Like you might be doing it like a job to others, or you're helping others, or it is related to others. So there are someone else other than you. So check what it is. Now, when you look at these people, or when you are probably if there are nobody but you are doing it, when you're doing the task, maybe you're writing on a sheet of paper or you're working on a material or something. At that time, you think that how does that make you feel? Or if there are people involved, how these people are making you feel? And quickly check, is that why you're procrastinating? It's like a tick mark you can put, or you just say, cross it. No, this is not the thing. And then you just go like a checklist. And one you will know, yes, this is what exactly making you procrastinate. Now, now you ask yourself this question, is there any other way you can carry on with this task? Is there any other way which you can do the task, which also makes you feel happy and joyful? So let's assume that you are doing something for your child. If you include your child also in that, do you see your child smiling? So, like that, figure it out. Is there any other way you can carry out this task which will help you finish it with joy? Now, finally, if other people are there, in your mind now speak to these people about it. Openly tell them what you're feeling and what is your plan, what you would like to do. Also observe what they have to say to you. So when this is happening, if you feel there are some sensations in your body which you don't know why, or you know why, these emotions and charges is not belong to you. It is belong to the event. It is belong to some other people who are involved in that event. So willfully send it to whoever belonged, whoever it is belonged to. How do you do that? From that part of your body, wherever it is feeling a smoke, color, or something, energy goes to wherever it should go, but it leaves you. Also, you can take a deep breath and blow it out also. Keep doing that until that part of the body feels slightly better than before. When you are in this focused meditative space, it's very good to say that wherever my self confidence, self esteem, enthusiasm, all of these are part of your consciousness, okay? Wherever they are stuck, you call them to come and join you. You are a big magnet and they are part of this magnet. All you have to do is this: my self confidence, my enthusiasm, my self esteem, which I need to finish this task. Please come and join me. And again, you'll feel some jolt of energy entering you. And that's your own. So don't worry. And then you take a deep breath. It's like integrating all of that you got back into every part of you. And then slowly open your eyes. Okay. So, all you need to do is you have to understand that every process is very simple. Now, if it is a simple process, don't doubt it. At energy level, everything is simple and imaginative because there is no other way you can imagine an energy. There is no other way you can define energy. You have to imagine, how do you define electricity? We can't. We can only imagine a bulb which is lit. We can only imagine a iron box. We can only imagine all sort of things to say that there is electricity. So the work what you did is also like that. When we do imaginatively, you have to understand it is done. Okay? And so it is very easy in your life also. Every now and then, whatever you want, use these energy techniques and then get it done. But what you have to have is the trust and the belief that it works. Okay? Okay, so that's it about the procrastination. So I hope you'll all get into your task immediately and finish it beautifully with joy. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask me. Anna had some, I think I remember she had raised her hand, but then I think maybe
Funny, it was really good.
good, right?
Yeah, I was going through this. That's what I told, no? Always 21st gives me many things.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the last week was I was addressing all my procrastination. So I
Yeah,
just decided that yeah, this is required. Yeah, so let's not procrastinate anymore. If you do not want to do it, just accept it. I don't want to do that. Don't be in the limbo. Yeah, because it only demotivates us in all aspects. Anna, you wanted to say something? You had raised your hand.
No, address that. I was just saying if you're fearful about talking to somebody, you can just visualize how you're going to
Yeah,
manage
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
situation, the answers, and
Absolutely.
everything. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so we meet next week. I don't know what comes up for me in this week. So next week, that'll be that. And I'm sure everybody will also get that same thing. We are all same and connected, right? That's beautiful. Okay, so take care, all of you. Bye. See you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shanya. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Vishal. Bye.
Bye.
You have to switch off the recording.
Yeah, it'll happen. Don't worry.